Hi guys, it's Mina, and I'm kind of bored right now, and I can't think of what else to do, so I'm going to read Bambi. And sorry if I'm talking kind of fast. I want to get to the book really fast because I did this before, but I messed up because I forgot to show a picture from the book in the video. So I'm going to get started, but I'm going to start it, okay? And I have my little bookmark right here to tell me when to stop. So anyway, I'm going to get started before this video gets long. Ow. Here's the picture. Hit myself with the book. One day, as the sun rose, there was great excitement in the forest. The morning rays slightly touched the top of the big trees. Deep in the forest, all the animals were awakening. Springtime had finally come and leaves were sprouting everywhere. The squirrel who lived in the top of the big tree stretched and yawned. Mr. Owl, who had been hunting all night long and who was very tired, hardly noticed the squirrel jumping from branch to branch. "Hello, Miss Mouse," said the squirrel to a little mouse who was strolling by. "Did you know it's springtime again?" she said with a happy smile on her face. "Yes, it's lovely, and in the blink of an eye it'll be summer again. Time for raspberry and strawberry picking," chattered the squirrel. "And what about a little race to the big pine tree?" he continued. As soon as they started running, they were joined by Thumper the rabbit. "Quick, quick!" twittered two flying birds. "Hurry!" he repeated a group of rabbits that had suddenly popped out. He's been born, they all sang. "Who's been born?" asked the squirrel. "The little fawn has been born, Bambi, the son of the great stag." All the animals and birds went to welcome him, flying, crawling, jumping. They were all there. Everyone wanted to see the little prince. "Where is he? Where is he?" The little fawn was still sleeping against his mother. All the hustle and bustle hadn't awakened him yet. Mother dear gave him a tender careness. The fawn opened his eyes and looked around. Sorry, I was itchy. "Here are all your friends," said his mother. "They've all come to see you and to say hello." Thumper, who was a daring little rabbit, came closer and said, "We promise to be good with Bambi. We will all look after him." All the animals nodded their heads. For a moment, Bambi looked a little frightened. Then he tried to stand. At first his legs wobbled, but soon he stood firmly without shaking. Thumper asked him, "What is your name, little fawn?" "Bambi," answered the fawn shyly. "That's a pretty name," said the rabbit. "My name is Thumper, and I think we'll be good friends. I know a lot of games, you see." Everybody went back home to spread the news of the new arrival, except Thumper, who was impatient to play with Bambi, but Bambi had already fallen asleep again. Thumper could hardly wait for him to wake up so they could start playing together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bambi was learning to count. Mrs. Quail is teaching him, and he repeats the numbers after her. It's easy to count when each number has the shape of a little quail. As Bambi got a little older, he loved to walk along the leafy paths of the forest, finding new surprises every day. One day he found some opossums hanging upside down. How strange, he thought. He bent over to see how things looked from upside down, but he soon gave up because he was getting quite dizzy. Sometimes Bambi played with Thumper the rabbit, who showed him all sorts of new things and told him their names. "Those are birds," said Thumper, and Bambi said, "Birds." It was fun to see so many different things and able to give them a name. A butterfly came along. Bambi proudly called out, "Bird, bird." "No, that's not a bird," said Thumper, with a big laugh. "Then it's a flower that flies," Bambi suggested. "Flowers don't fly," replied Thumper. "What is it, then?" Bambi asked, very puzzled. "It is a butterfly," pronounced Thumper. "It's very pretty. If I weren't a fawn, I would like to be a butterfly," declared Bambi. "It's wonderful to live here with so many friends and so many things to discover." Bambi was a good student. He remembered everything he had been taught. One day he was playing in the field when something with a small black pointed nose popped out of the flowers. Are you a rabbit?" Bambi asked. "No, sir." "Are you a mouse?" he asked. "No, sir." "Are you a squirrel, then?" "What are you?" "I've never seen anybody like you," Bambi continued. "I'm a skunk," came the answer. "Look at my beautiful fur," the skunk said. "You do have beautiful fur," replied Bambi, who couldn't help think that the skunk was bragging a little. Thumper, who happened to pass by, added, "Your fur may be beautiful, but skunks stink," and burst into laughter. "I didn't smell anything," said Bambi, "and his fur is beautiful." He didn't need to say any more. He had found a new friend. The sun wasn't always shining in the forest. "The forest is crying, crying. Look at the tears are falling on the leaves," Bambi said to his mother one day. His mother explained to him that it was raining. "You see, it's only a big cloud up in the sky that has just burst, and now, thanks to the water, all the leaves will be greener and new flowers will grow and bloom." Bambi wasn't the only one that wondered about the rain. Up in their nest, newborn birds had a bad surprise then when this unexpected shower started. Fortunately, their mother spread her wings, and it was nice and warm underneath. Like being under a big umbrella, all the little birds went back to sleep to the sound of the raindrops falling. Sorry, it was itchy. When the shower was over, everything looked brand new. The grass, the flowers, the bright leaves. Bambi jumped with pleasure. "Summer is coming," he shouted, bubbling with excitement. One morning, Thumper was hopping along saying, "Bambi, I've discovered a wonderful place. Let's go there together. My mother doesn't like me to go too far. She says it's dangerous for fawns. We won't stay long, and besides, it's full of delicious things to eat." Thumper knew that Bambi wouldn't resist such an offer. "Things to eat?" Bambi said, suddenly becoming interested. "Well, let's go then. Why are we wasting time?" Both of them started running, and Bambi thought he had never seen so many trees. It seemed as if the forest would never come to an end. They finally arrived at the edge of a big meadow, which looked like a large carpet strewn with flowers. Here it is," Thumper proudly exclaimed. Time for a snack. All these little pink flowers are delicious," he said, biting one. "Why don't you do the same, Bambi?" Both of them started eating with very big appetites. "I will become the fattest rabbit in the forest, and you will grow to be so tall that you will be able to reach the top of the trees," announced Thumper, disappearing into the carpet of flowers. "I'm thirsty," said Bambi after a while. "There is a puddle not far from here," Thumper said between mouthfuls. Bambi was amazed how much his friend knew. The two animals set out for this new destination. Suddenly something sprang out of the grass. Bambi, startled, saw the green thing vanish into the pool of water. That's a frog. It lives near the water, and we disturbed him, so that's why it's hiding. Thumper explained. Then, when we are gone, it will poke its head out of the water again and play hide and seek with the other frogs. Bambi moved closer to the water's edge, but as he bent over to drink, he saw another fawn exactly like him looking back. You always see yourself in the water, explained Thumper. It's called reflection. There was always more for Bambi to learn. Sorry. Hello, Bambi, said a voice. This time it wasn't a reflection. It was a real little doe who smiled at him. Bambi was so surprised that he bounced up, but he also felt very shy. The doe wasn't. She introduced herself. My name is Faline. Would you like to play? Faline, I'm your cousin. Would you like to play with me? She said as she ran off. Bambi began running too, but in his excitement he tripped and fell in the water. Faline helped him to get up. Both of them were playing when they saw two does coming in their direction. Look, Bambi, look who's coming, Faline said. Bambi's mother and another doe that Bambi didn't know were approaching. That's my mother, Faline added, and she is your aunt. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here because it is getting kind of long, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in part 2.